What's up? Yeah, we finna do my makeup or whatever. And I'm gonna tell y'all a story.
He just called me jealous, I don't take it as an insult. Nigga, you was mine, you know exactly how this shit go. Taking notes while watching you because I'm stalking all his new hoes. Think I'm playing that I'm crazy, but nah, that's just the truth though. Got a couple screws loose, I don't think I ever had them.
Y'all know what pencil I'm using is Go Brow by Ruby Kisses. The way this shit is set up, like the way I have to have my camera for a YouTube video, it's like, damn, I gotta like learn a whole new process. This shit sucks. It was hard enough to learn how to do my makeup and my camera for TikTok. So anyways, today I'm gonna talk about why I stopped dancing. Is that what the fuck I was gonna talk about? Yeah, I guess. Why I actually quit dancing. First of all, I stopped liking dancing. I started dancing when I was 19 years old. The way I started dancing, I always wanted to be a dancer. When I was like 18, I decided I wanted to be a stripper. Yeah. The goals of a whore. So I knew I was going to be a dancer for a long time. When I graduated high school and went to college, one night I went out. When I was 18 years old, I went out and there was a club and it had a pole in it. I took a picture at the pole. Let me tell y'all about domino effects. I took a picture on the pole. Like, cause I danced on the pole in the club. It was a random club. Y'all see how hard this shit is. But anyway, I ended up meeting my ex-boyfriend when I was 19. I met him like a month after I turned 19. So it was a picture from a year before that. Like the picture of me on the pole was from when I was 18. If y'all don't know, if y'all don't keep up with me on TikTok, I met my boyfriend he was on tour. So he had came back to see me probably like 2 weeks after I met him. And he asked me why I had the picture on my page, because the picture was on my Twitter. And he was like, do you dance? And I was like, no. And he was like, do you want to? And I was like, yeah, like that's been my lifelong dream. I was such a young little slut. So anyways, he was like, well, I can help you start dancing. So I was like, okay, cool. So he basically went, not basically, he went, that shit don't match. Y'all see how hard that shit is? Like, I'm looking at a mirror of myself. So anyway, he went and he was like, I'm gonna pay for you to be able to start. So what he did was bought some weed for me and he told me to sell the weed. Now he was like, was this my boyfriend for real? Like, come on now, be for real. But anyway, he bought the weed for me. He told me how much to sell each amount for. I think if I'm not mistaken, he bought maybe a half a pound. I don't remember. I don't remember the total amount, but I know he bought it and he was like, once you sell this, you'll have the money to start dancing. I sold the weed. It took me about a week to sell the weed, or 2 weeks. Like I was in college, so I just went to house parties. I know my eyebrows look stupid right now. Just trust the process. But yeah, so anyway, I went to house parties and I sold the weed. And I got enough money to buy my outfit and my shoes and stuff and my tip out. So I started dancing. When I tell y'all I had the time of my life when I first started, like I wasn't drinking or nothing at the club. Like I wasn't um drunk or like just turned up in that way, but I grew up in a strict house, so any ounce of freedom, like I literally was like having a ball with it. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm naked in this bitch. I'm making money. Like I get to show off my body. I felt like I was grown, so I was having a good time. Like, but I would say that only lasted for maybe like a year. But I wasn't dancing consistently that whole year. Like I would dance for maybe like 4 months and then I stopped. And then I danced for maybe like 3 months. So actually like 7 months. You see how I'm fucking this up? Don't worry, you can always fix it at the end. This is gonna be an eyebrow tutorial. I'm not doing a whole makeup look. This shit is so hard. I literally have to learn how to use this shit before I can do a whole look. So anyway, after it got boring to me, But I mean, after it got like I didn't like doing it, I kind of needed to do it because I had moved into my first apartment and I had bills. When I first started, I guess it was fun because all the money that I was making, it could go to stupid shit. Like I was buying stupid shit, paying niggas and doing dumbass shit with my money. But when I needed the money, it became a job. So it wasn't fun anymore. Plus, it's a hard job to have because you got like people touching on you. It's just like it's not fun. Like you think it's fun, but it's really not. Like that shit is annoying as fuck. Especially the kind of niggas that you have to deal with. Like they be creeps. They be disgusting. So I would say I really started hating it. I started dancing in 2015. I probably look at how my eyebrows look, bro. They're not even fucking lined up. Y'all finna watch how I'm finna make magic out this shit, or I'm gonna start over. Those are the two options. I still feel like these are savable. I just gotta change the arch. So anyway, like I was saying, um, it just really quickly. Oh well, I started in 2015 is what I was saying, and I probably started not liking it probably around. I want to say 2000. Did I dance in 2016? Oh yeah, I did. I really started to hate it in 2017 because at first I was dancing with my homegirl. I'm gonna do the top. I'm finna show y'all how to finesse it because this probably how y'all shit be coming out, and this is why y'all keep saying y'all don't know what y'all doing. I'm finna show y'all how to make that shit right. It's a lot of fixing with eyebrows. So anyway, I started hating it around 2017. Keep in mind, I never danced consistently. Like I always was off and on with it because I was in college. So when it would be like breaks and stuff, I would go home and I couldn't dance outside my mom's house. Like she was not gonna go for that at all. So it was never a consistent thing. But when I moved into my first apartment in 2018, that was probably the first time it kind of became consistent that I went every day, and then it became a job, like a real one. Now, I did not mind it because like I said, I wasn't drunk or anything. I was always sober. I didn't have no friends in there. I really didn't talk to nobody, so I never was in drama or anything like that. But the men that I dealt with, it was so bad. There were so many bad situations I ended up in. Like I almost got assaulted in the VIP, and I fought a customer, and I'm trying to think what else happened. Those are the only really major things. But other than that, it was just like men groping you, trying to stick their fingers in you, like literally, like dead ass. Like if you're dancing on stage, a nigga will literally come up and stick his whole finger in your coochie. Like what? That shit was crazy. And it just becomes so suffocating after a while. But I still did not think I was ever gonna stop because one thing I will say about dancing is it gets really addicting really quick, especially like you're making fast money really quick. You're making money like when you go get a job, like if you dance, and most dancers can attest to this. When you dance and you experience getting fast money, and then you gotta go back to, we gonna figure this out, don't worry, and you gotta go back to a regular job, that shit, you be like, actually no thanks, because I can make this whole paycheck in a night. So you kind of be like, never mind. This shit, I think it's because I fucked up the arch on this. So anyway, I didn't think I was ever gonna make it out. I didn't think I was ever gonna stop. I feel like the universe lined up for me to stop because I probably would have never stopped. I want to start over so bad, but I want to show y'all that there's always hope, even when they're super fucked up. So let's make a unibrow and we'll wipe it off in a minute. So, anyways, like I was saying, my homeboy ended up passing away. Like, I really was over the strip club because my drink in the year of 2019, it was just a lot going on. It was hard for me to even dance because I was in an abusive relationship. And when I say I was in a real abusive relationship, I really literally was getting abused all the time. So it was really hard for me to go to work. It was really hard for me to dance because he was super insecure about that, even though he wasn't paying no bills. He wasn't helping me with a bitch ass thing. But so I couldn't afford to not dance. Like, I had to dance. I mean, I guess I could have got a job. Try telling a little hoe that shit though. Like, you gonna be like, no, the fuck I cannot. It's not even close to the same amount of money. Because that's what I would have said back then. Like, no, it's not worth it. Like, I'm not slaving. That is literally what I would have said though. Like, I'm not gonna slave for hours to make this little bit of money. But you know what? Over time, I really realized I'm sacrificing more here at this club than I would sacrifice at a real job. Like, of course, at a real job, it feels like slavery. Like, I'm working all these hours and I'm barely getting paid crumbs. But in a strip club, you're sacrificing your soul. You're giving away pieces of yourself. Like people are taking your energy. People are taking your joy. Like, literally. Like, if you're a dancer, you can attest to this. There's nights you go in the club and you're in a good mood. You feel fine. And then by the end of the night, you feel drained. You're like, why did I even come here? Like, I hate coming to this place. It becomes like a hell. That's what it feels like. It feels like hell. Like, it literally does. Like, and I knew I could kind of start recognizing like that this is why my mood is the way it is. This is why I'm always angry. This is why I'm so depressed, because I'm only feeling this way after I leave this club. I'm only feeling this way when I'm getting in the car to go to the club. It would feel like a weight just landed on my shoulders every time I would get in that car to go to the club. But I was stuck, because you get stuck in it. So I did not feel like I was going to stop, even with feeling like that. And people feel like that about regular jobs. You get in a car to go to your regular job and you feel like, oh God, like, we got to do this again. There was never a last straw with me. And I think I'm like that in relationships too. Like, there's never a like, oh, this is too much. Like, because I kind of will sacrifice my own joy for when I feel like, when I don't listen to my body, I will sacrifice my joy and my safety for financial gain or temporary satisfaction. I'm trying not to be like that anymore, but back then I was definitely doing that. So I damn sure wasn't going to quit because I wanted the money. But after a while, it wasn't even like, I knew it was wrong. I knew I shouldn't be there. I knew I wasn't happy there. And then I had to stop because my ex beat my ass so bad. Like, when I tell you, he beat my ass so bad. I had bruises all over my body, so I could not work. Like, there was no way for me to work because he beat me with a pole, so my legs was bruised. And I was not finna go to work bruised leg. Like, no, that was too far. Because I knew people was gonna ask me what happened and shit. So I didn't go to work. And then I think that he beat my ass like that in September, the beginning of September. It was maybe like September 6th or 7th. And then I stopped going to work, and I was going to go back to work on December 6th. No, I was gonna go back to work on December 7th. So how many months is that? That's almost 3 months I was out. All right. September to October, October to November, November to December. And then when it's okay if it's a little fucked up, but we damn near almost saved them. But yeah, so basically my best friend had passed away on December 6th, the day before I was supposed to go back to work. I literally was going to go back to work the next day, and then he passed away. So I could not. I knew I couldn't. I knew I wasn't going to be able to bring myself to go. Then the pandemic happened. I went to work one time before the shutdown. And once it shut down, that shit was shut down. I danced at a private party. I danced at one private party during the pandemic, and that was at the beginning of the year. I think that was around maybe February. And then after that, the pandemic changed the club so much, I knew I wasn't going back. Hold up, I got a jail call. Okay, I'm done with my jail call. But like I was saying, the pandemic changed the club so much. A lot of girls was able to afford to get a BBL during the pandemic. I guess they was getting that loan money, that unemployment money or whatever. And so when I tell y'all the fucking club changed so drastically, like it changed from work to like a social media status symbol. I got a BBL. It was weird. Like the club is not the same as it was when I first started dancing. It's one of the problems with this shit. That shit don't rub off. But yeah, so it is not the same. Like so once I started seeing that, once I seen how many bitches started dancing, like when I tell y'all, there was an influx of dancers after the pandemic. Like everybody wanted to be a stripper for some odd reason. Didn't nobody want to go back to work? They wanted to be a dancer or do OnlyFans. And then I think OnlyFans maybe changed dancing in a way as well because like niggas could get virtual pussy. Plus prostitution went up. Like prostitution during the pandemic became a social media thing. Like 2020 to 2021, the way prostitution changed, this shit was crazy to me. I never knew that bitches was okay with bragging about being prostitutes, but so many people was bragging about selling pussy that also changed how dance was viewed. Like people already viewed dancers as prostitutes, but like I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but the influx of all that, like all that, those factors contributed to why I wish I could look right here and still be able to see what I'm doing. But all those factors changed the club. Like I'm talking about drastically. So I knew like it was time for me to get out. First of all, I wasn't gonna be no club cootie cat seller. I'll sell it outside the club. But I'm not gonna sell it in the club because I seen how it affected other girls. Well, I wouldn't sell anything like at this day and age anyways, but I seen how prostitution, like girls selling cootie cat in the club, would affect their money. Like it was like after the niggas got that paid for it, it's like they didn't want to be your customer no more. Like I watched this. I never sold cootie cat inside the club. I seen how it affected other girls, and I was smart enough to see like, oh yeah, this is fucking up her money because now niggas only want you for cootie cat. It's like, why would I pay to see you dance when I can pay to fuck you? So yeah, that's kind of like the real reason I stopped dancing. Like I knew it was fucking with my energy. And plus, I already knew that I wanted to get out by a certain age. I knew by 27 I wanted to stop dancing. I stopped dancing. How old was I? I was actually 24 when I stopped dancing, but the longer I went not going back to the club, the more I knew like, okay, like time is dwindling, time is going by. I'm never going back. Like there's no point to go back because I'm only going to be in there for a certain amount of time. And then when I went to jail, because I was in jail last year in 2023, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go back for a couple months because I was 26 and I was like, I'm still a little bit above like what age I said I was gonna stop at. So I can just go back and do it for a little month, do a little running, run it up. But I had a dream in jail about me dancing and how like basically my life went backwards because of it. And I just decided like, nah, that ain't the life for me no more. And if that's still the life for you and you don't feel the way I feel about dancing, like you don't feel that way yet, that's okay. Like, I'm not telling nobody to stop dancing. I'm not trying to change nobody's mind about it. I'm just trying to say what it is, like what I felt. I felt like that shit just wasn't the place for me anymore. Like, and it wasn't like I was just making better decisions. Like I just was above somebody because I was doing fucked up shit still. I just did not want to be in that environment no more. That shit was draining me. That shit was changing me. And so God gave me the opportunity to get out, I know that was God giving me that opportunity because I never stopped being able to make money after I actually made more money outside the club than I did in the club. So I used to pray all the time. On them nights I'd be dancing, I literally used to pray to God and I would be like, if you give me an opportunity to get out this club, I promise you I will never come back. So I knew I had to keep my promise because I didn't want God trying to hold it against me. I go back to that club and something terrible happened. So that shit still don't look right. But look, I'm not finna stress myself out about it. But yeah, so will I ever go back to dancing? No, never. Do I miss dancing? Sometimes I miss the easy money. I don't miss the people. I don't miss the environment. I don't miss none of that other shit. Like I genuinely, literally from the bottom of my heart, don't miss shit else about dancing because it was so toxic. Like it's so toxic in in that place. Like it's like a dungeon. It felt like hell. It felt like I was driving to hell every time I was gonna go to a club, and I don't miss that feeling. This is towards the end, it always gets super repetitive. Now, these ain't perfect. By a long shot, they're not. It's because my arches are different. This one's way higher than this one. But also, this is not matching up with that. So let's take this up a little more. This is probably the worst tutorial y'all ever seen. But you know what? Every day ain't a fucking win when it comes to eyebrows. Like, so this is why I'm gonna post this shit anyways. Even though my eyebrows is gonna look like shit at the end of this, I'm gonna post this so y'all know that shit be fucked up sometimes. These are the days when I say, fuck it, God don't want me to go outside. And I used to be stressed out so bad. Like, I dead ass would be in this bitch, like, about to cry because my eyebrows not coming out right. But I literally don't give a fuck no more. Oh, well. Because that shit ain't going to always work out. That's with anything in life, though. Okay, that looks more. But my arches still ain't the same. So. But also, my eyebrows are not the same, period. So it's hard to make them match up, like, when I do them because they're so different even when they're not done. The arches are completely different. So basically, this is not a tutorial. Don't do what I did on this video. Actually, don't. I'm going to come back with a better video to actually show y'all what y'all should do. See, they're still not the same. What the fuck, bro? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I know, I'm like, damn, they're close enough, but they're really not. And I'm ready to get off here because my shit done got so fucking long. But I obviously can't get off to like stop. So anyways, the point of this video is The dancing has changed, and it's actually probably not worth it anymore. I see so many dancers, like I know so many people that dance still that are struggling, that it just don't make sense when they tell me about how much they make in the club. I'd be like, girl, and they be selling coochie. Like, when I was a dancer, I didn't have to sell no coochie to make ends meet. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's the whole reason I'm dancing. I'm already degrading myself. I'm already naked as hell. Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck would you have to sell coochie too? Like, as a dancer, if you have to sell coochie too to make ends meet, you need to stop dancing. You may as well just sell coochie full time. Why are you showing your naked body to people and selling coochie? Like, those two things, like, that don't make sense. Like, you shouldn't have to do all that extra shit. Like, as a dancer, like, you pick one or the other. Either sell coochie or dance. But don't be doing both. Because now you look like a damn fool. Now it just gives, bitch, you ain't no good dancer because you ain't making no money at the club for real. That's what I think. These is as good as it's gonna get. I promise you, this shit ain't right. Y'all see my fucking eyebrow right there? Just fucked off. This shit ain't right. This is the eye method pencil. I know y'all gonna be like, bitch, I'm never watching no tutorial from this bitch again. Fine, fuck it. Don't. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, obviously. I gotta pluck that shit off my eyebrow. So, yeah, this is the best it's gonna get. It's still not even, and like, I'm not going to fucking kill myself about it either. Fuck it. And let's talk about where we went wrong so y'all don't do the same mistakes as me. First of all, the way that I'm drawing these eyebrows on, I'm not looking at a proper reflection of myself. I'm looking at a mirrored image. So I'm looking at myself from opposite, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't... Y'all know how the phone makes you look. Like, you're not looking at the right side of yourself. On top of that, well, that's the main thing, honestly. That's the main reason I fucked up. It's easier when you can see yourself. Other than that, let me show you how I do the end. I'm going to pluck that eyebrow later. This is how I make it fade out a bit. So these are some little brows. And although they're not terrible, in real life, I will wipe these off. I wouldn't go out with these on. Ew. Okay. I hate these fucking eyebrows. They look ugly as shit. And like I said, I would never wear these nowhere. Maybe if I did a full face. But I'm not doing that. I'm literally going to have to learn how to look in this camera or get another camera to actually do my makeup. So if y'all know any cameras that I could use, recommend them in the comments. I'm going to pluck my eyebrows too. So next time I try to do a video, it won't be this bad. But there's the finished product. Y'all see how they look like shit up close? Because I did a terrible job. They shouldn't look this bad in real life. But you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. And so basically, really the lesson of this video is how not to stress yourself out about some trivial shit like fucking eyebrows. Because I told y'all, back in the day, I would have been crying. I would have been like, oh my God, look, shit, it's coming out terrible. But I'm past that stage of life. Don't shit bother me no more. It's all small. It's all trivial. Oh, well, it'll be all right. So anyways, that's my video for today. Um, Sorry you didn't learn shit. Come back the next time. I'm going to actually try to teach y'all something because this was a damn catastrophe. I'm going to have to practice and learn some shit. It's actually way harder to do your eyebrows or do makeup in your camera than you think. Try it and see. Anyways, I always felt like you're the baddest bitch in the room. Love y'all.